Professor used the evolution theory from the viewpoint of Christianity, the thorough analysis of the descent or origin of man. Lecture 27, Chapter 18, Secondary Sexual Characters of Mammals. Almost all male animals use their voices much more during the rutting season than at any other time, and some, as giraffe and porcupine, are said to be completely mute, excepting at this time. As the throat, i.e. the larynx and thyroid bodies of stags periodically become enlarged at the beginning of the breeding season, it might be thought that their powerful voices must be somehow of high importance to them, but this is very doubtful. No doubt stags challenge each other to mortal combat by bellowing, but those with the more powerful voices unleash at the same time. The stronger, better armed, and more courageous would not gain any advantage over their rivals. Some writers suggest that bellowing serves as a call to the female, but the experienced observers inform me that female deer do not search for the male, though the males search eagerly for the females. The voice of the female, on the other hand, quickly brings to her one or more stags. As the case stands, the loud voice of the stag during the breeding season does not seem to be of any special service to him, either during his courtship or battles, or in any other way. But we may believe that the frequent use of the voice under the strong excitement of love, jealousy, and rage continued during many generations may at last have produced an inherited effect on the vocal organs of the stag, as well as of other male animals. This appears to me, in our present state of knowledge, the most probable view. Another given is remarkable from having the power of giving a complete and correct octave of musical notes, which we may reasonably suspect serves as a sexual charm. The nose of the male sea elephant becomes greatly elongated during the breeding season and can be erected. The male makes a wild, hoarse, gargling noise. In another allied kind of seal, the bladder nose, the head is covered by a great foot or bladder. When attacked, they likewise roar or bellow, and whenever irritated, the bladder is inflated and quivers. It is not developed in the males during youth. Odor. The overwhelming odor which skunks emit appears to be served exclusively as a defense. With shrew mice, thorax, both sexes possess abdominal scent glands. The glands become enlarged in the males during the breeding season. In other species, the glands are confined to the males or more developed than in the females, and they almost always become more active during the rutting season. The male Cervus campestris does not emit its strong odor until more than a year old, and if castrated, whilst young never emit it. Hence, naturalists admit that its presence is in some way connected with the act of reproduction. In most cases, when only the male emits a strong odor during the breeding season, it probably serves to excite or allure the female. The development of these organs is intelligible through sexual selection. If the most odoriferous males are the most successful in winning the females and in leaving offspring to inherit their gradually perfected glands and odors. Development of the hair. We have seen that male quadrupeds often have the hair on their necks and shoulders much more developed than the females. This sometimes serves as a defense to the male during his battles, but whether the hair in most cases has been specially developed for this purpose is doubtful. We may feel almost certain that this is not the case when only a thin and narrow crest runs along the back, for a crest of this kind would afford scarcely any protection. Nevertheless, such crests are sometimes confined to the males. When stags and the males of the wild goat are enraged or terrified, these crests stand erect, but it cannot be supposed that they have been developed merely for the sake of exciting fear in their enemies. Male quadrupeds of many kinds differ from the females in having more hair or hair of a different character on certain parts of their faces. It cannot be denied that the hair has special purposes. If the animal be castrated, it is not developed. The mane is a true secondary sexual character. Hence, it appears reasonable to extend this same view to all analogous cases with animals in a state of nature. Such study as I have been able to give to nature makes me believe that parts or organs which are highly developed were acquired at some period for a special purpose. If this be correct, there can be little doubt that they were gained or at least modified through sexual selection. But how far the same view may be extended to other mammals is doubtful. Color of the hair and of the naked skin. Male quadrupeds differ in color from the females. African squirrels, especially those found in the tropical regions, have the fur much brighter and more vivid at some seasons of the year than at others, and the fur of the male is generally brighter than that of the female. This remark deserves attention as bearing on the question whether bright colors are serviceable to male animals from being ornamental. Hence, it is quite possible that with some animals a difference in color between the sexes, especially when this is congenital, may simply be the result, without the aid of selection, of the occurrence of one or more variations, which from the first were sexually limited in their transmission. We should bear in mind that these colors do not appear in the male at birth, but only at or near maturity, and that, unlike ordinary variations, they are lost if the male be emasculated. It is, on the whole, probable that the strongly marked colors and other ornamental characters of male quadrupeds are beneficial to them in their rivalry with other males, and have consequently been acquired through sexual selection. This view is strengthened by the differences in color between the sexes occurring almost exclusively as may be corrected from the previous details in those groups and subgroups of mammals which present odd and strongly marked secondary sexual characters, these being likewise due to sexual characters. It is a more significant fact that a female zebra would not admit the addresses of a male ass until he was painted so as to resemble a zebra, and then she received him very readily. In this curious fact, we have instinct excited by male color, which had so strong an effect as to get the better of everything else. But the male did not require this. The female, being an animal somewhat similar to himself, was sufficient to arouse him. Shalom.